Good morning, AKAPADers. Cheers. We got some of that super hot Java today. You know it's super early in the morning when this cup is as black as night. Guys, the Eradicators, Silverwolf Comics presents May number one, May. Let's get the year 1986. The cover signature is 1985. This is Ron Lim. And previously, when it comes to Silverwolf, we profiled Ron Lim working on Grips. He had some layouts published in a Grips trade paperback, which is very hard to come by. Feel free, get that video. But this year, I promised to do like a really thorough retrospective of Ron Lim's career arc. But I haven't been doing that. I feel like I failed. I promised to get more of his Captain America. So why is Ron Lim a focus all of a sudden? Well, here's the thing. I may have only one issue of his Captain America run. But when we look, drawing Rage from the New Warriors, fighting Sandman. Ron Lim working on Captain America was impactful enough for him to leave the book and continue doing covers for quite some time. This was a little bit of a pattern with Marvel at the time. Like Jim Lee continued to do covers for Punisher War Journal, so on and so forth. Marvel knew at the time that his style and his interpretation of the characters was important. So during that, during this, we know Ron Lim from giving us the greatest Silver Surfer of all time. And it's just, it's insane how he draws Silver Surfer, gives us one of the best surfers. He draws Thanos, gives us the greatest Thanos. I mean, his Thanos is so impactful that every artist that draws Thanos moving forward is compared to Ron Lim, and still is to this day. I believe his Silver Surfer is the greatest of all time. I know everyone likes to talk about that Crimson Tide scene where they argue Mobius or Kirby, which is silly. And then, if you really want to, we talked about this earlier. If you want to see the true power of Ron Lim, so Infinity Gauntlet starts with George Perez. George Perez, like the top 5, some might say the greatest of all time. I think it's like John Byrne and George Perez. Like, that's your two-headed dragon. But along the way, Perez, he can't finish the book. So Ron Lim comes on board. And let's get to that right here. See? Ron Lim steps on board, draws the entire Marvel Universe, and kind of becomes the artist for this. And people, for a while, they associated Infinity Gauntlet with Ron Lim and not George Perez. They gave George Perez, the cover. The cover kind of, right? Like, the cover somewhat became iconic. But this is a very tough assignment. There's an insane amount of detail. You're drawing the entire Marvel Universe. Then Ron Lim draws the rest of the Infinity crossovers. So there was like a chunk in Marvel history where Ron Lim was the cosmic artist. Like, if it had to do with space, you thought of Ron Lim. and he's still rocking and rolling to this day. So, like, I view him at this point. I view his career arc as just one of the all times, and a lot of it started right here with the Eradicators. These are the Eradicators, and this is the Eradicator, the back cover here, and they're going to meet up at the end. It's going to lead into issue 2, but we have issue 1 here. This is 4 issues, by the way, guys. And I have like my opinions on this overall as a book varies, because I don't know. See, we have like Silver here, right? Christopher Silver. This is our guy. I don't know like who Christopher Silver is, and there's just not a lot out there. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't, but if he's still alive, or if his like family's still, right, like because sometimes these people like don't have kids. You kind of have to say Christopher Silver is like one of the greatest comic book publishers that we have. The run that they did, and I have more material from this company coming, but we see that like there's catalogs and there's artwork for sale, right? But like this is a fully fledged publishing company. They have a huge bibliography. They're riding popular waves here with like Fat Ninja, and maybe we can like inch this up a little. We have a new camera crane too, by the way, guys. The original camera crane busted. We have a new camera. But the Eradicators everything starts off with the Eradicators on a park bench, and they're getting ambushed by ninjas and thugs. And within 2 seconds, this thing breaks out into amazing black and white underground comic book nunchaku violence. This dude getting whacked right in the face. Ninjas getting blasted in the chest. Look at this dude. His head's just getting like melted off. Introduction, Book 1, Chapter 1. The Eradicators are, here we go. The Eradicators are a symbol of freedom, a symbol which must fight to stay alive. To admit defeat would be to let the ideal of freedom die. So they fight on to preserve the symbol and their power. And we even have like a tank rolling in here. But like we just see the Eradicators eradicating. And we get into like very early. And I kind of like the format of this. Now, there's like hints of the future Ron Lim emerging here. Usually when we do these types of studies, it's the face. And we see even like with the profile here, the shadowed eyebrows here. Like we see the future Ron Lim set in these pages. And the format is pretty cool. So they take a character in the middle of the fight and they flash back. And we see that they have alien origins. And this guy's being experimented on. The queen, get his heart. That is all I need of him. Round the corner, so we're indicating a flashback. Like good comic book communication. And then I forget, they do tag the names like with Ron, R-H-A-N. So Ron like runs into the machine dude, like this guy, and this is like kind of I love the idea that this dude Stetch right here, that's his name, Stetch, that he's mostly metallic, because we get to compare how Ron Lim interprets light and reflection. Yeah, just within, I mean, this is 1990. So 10 years of drawing, that's what 10 years of drawing does. So Stetch and Ron, they're kind of like in this crashing evil spaceship. They meet. Stetch is like, look, I've been following you on this like vessel, and you're one of the good guys, and I receive all the communications, and like, so it's kind of like it's played very loose, but it's readable. Like we can go from panel to panel. We learn about the characters. He does, like, Ron Lim does something like so interesting here, and you want to say, like, maybe the way how he's drawing the page, he's getting like info as he's like drawing it, because you want to say like this part of the flashback ends here, and then maybe they were supposed to pick it up inside the ship with this part of the page, because it looks like it trails off. But either way, like, he's experimenting with form. We have the emergence of Lance here, who's another like metallic clad character. Lance just has this like super, super bow staff. And the three aliens now are like, well, maybe Earth is like a good destination because we're like getting nuked. So they're kind of like on their way to Earth, and we get back to Earth, and we see, some like Ron Lim isms here. Like some of these poses, again, like the faces. It's like one of the coolest things I like about mapping out someone's career is like you do see this evolution of style. So the two humans of the Eradicators, they're on Earth. Everything crashes to them, and even here, like the way how Christopher Silver like sets up their relationship and with the girl, like he keeps saying like hers too. See, look, it was going to change my life, change my entire life. Yeah, hers too. And she was too. See, look, except the only ones on the scene was us. I know I was curious, and she was too. And it's, you can kind of say it's bad writing, but the way the narration works, it's almost like he's present, which in his own life, which is like it's an interesting effect as you're reading it. But again, too, like Ron Lim faces here. So yeah, they check out the wreckage. They get they touch some alien orbs. They get some power flex. They rescue the aliens, and then as that happens, and guys, Ron Lim, being young here, trouble drawing vehicles, trouble drawing backgrounds, right? Trouble drawing trees. His aerial shots, and he tries another one here with the comet coming to Earth, right? Like not well communicated. This is where sometimes this level of illustration, you need color assistance. Color will only help you. So like, again, but we're getting the book done, we're getting things out. Nice character building shot of everyone hanging out, sipping coffee. But then on the computer, boom. You can't even hit American Online long enough before you try and get eradicated yet again. So we get more ninja fighting. We get the robot dude just flipping out. Look, he just like nukes everyone. And then, like, yeah, again, a tough shot of the Eradicators charging out of the window. And again, like, there's a tree here. It's just like, again, like, this is a tough panel to communicate. Jump kick right through the wall, kicking down kicking down doors. But we get a nice Ron Lim face. We get a nice Ron Lim hand gesture here. And then when it's time, he uses his power heat. So we did the origin, we did the relationships, we did like somewhat of the drama side of it, which is our Eradicator, Dame. Failure. I detest failure. I'll do the job myself. So the guy from the back cover is coming to look for him because they can't capture their escaped alien friends from the mothership, and we find out that Lance collects comics right here. Like, I don't know how he, how he does that, but because like how would he like how do you even go to a comic shop and buy them? But who cares? And then essentially we get, I mean, we do again like Ron Lim just trying to sell like hero shots and power shots, expressions, jokes, laughter. Look, she's pissed. But you're right. Maybe we should wait, and we get the whole explanation to why they should wait. But we want the money shot. We want the Eradicator to come. Look, and look, Lance here is trying to organize his comics, and he gets blasted right through the wall, get thrown through the wall. I mean, nice shot there. I mean, I want to say like this sequence too, probably like a George Perez sequence from somewhere. And the issue, look, Stetch's dimension, book 1, chapter 2, and Stetch being the giant robot dude. But again, like Ron Lim kind of started his whole career drawing like giant dudes from space, and you want to say there's a little bit of a prophecy at this point, drawing this giant dude from space. And that, I mean, the way it crosses over, I absolutely love it. And again, too, Ron Lim trying to figure, again, like just trying to figure out, and we see some of it here. See, he does these like inside, like here, I'll show you on Surfer's shoulder here. See, he does that inside, like pop, that lens flare maybe, or that like super reflection. Well, here, like that's like this is like the first time he's doing that. So a lot of times too, like when you drill into someone's style, you almost like your brain gets wired into it. It's a great exercise. But yeah, guys, like on Fridays we do black and white comics, and sometimes they cross over with other themes, like they do today. Don't never sleep on Ron Lim. He really is the, in my view, one of the greatest career arcs in American comics. He's still rocking and rolling. We're grateful to still have him around today. This book's affordable. I recommend you check it out. But he's worth a lot of study. And again, from this era, there's too much attention on the image guys, and not, Ron Lim's intent is to produce readable comic book pages, and I can't say that for all the image guys.